to True Blue for You. If this is your first time tuning in, please cater to that subscribe button below. It's red, you can't miss it. And if you are already a subscriber, you are appreciated. Like my man Tupac said, I'm not even lying. Thank you. And I'm gonna rewind again. If you're tuning in right now, listening to me, I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe. Press that red button, stop playing with me. Okay, so this one I want to really hurry up and get into, and then I'll discuss. But I do want to say, most of my poems, 90% of the time, are based off of emotion. So like they're more personal to me. So like a lot of them are hard for me to share with people that I don't know, because I don't even share with them with people that I do know. They've just been sitting in a notebook, or like I write, I'm like, this one is new, but it's based off of something old. But it was weighing on my heart, so I felt like I wanted to bring it to light. You know what I mean? So bear with me and be easy on me. Okay. Sometimes it's not even the words that are spoken, it's the silence. Like the years of lies, hurt, and disappointment. And just because it was years ago, no apology spoken. Like all that disappointment didn't leave me heartbroken. This heart of mine didn't magically mend itself back together. Some of these wounds I'll carry with me forever. I remember carrying along with my life with a smile each day, as if I wasn't crying myself to sleep each night. No one but you knew that I wasn't all right. But instead of you being there to support me, not only did I battle with my inner demons, it was also you I had to fight. Now again, just because it's been years and the emotions are suppressed, doesn't mean that the flashback of it doesn't leave me partially depressed. Not acknowledging it won't make it disappear. It makes it worse. I build up anger. I have animosity. I'm not even sure what would actually help this feeling, honestly. But I can't recall ever getting a genuine apology. Okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I actually contemplated on like saying something like lovey-dovey, because like I said, this was kind of old, but it was weighing on my heart. And like, I know I spoke of like letting go and of grudges and stuff like that, but like, one, if you decide to forgive a person and like allow them back in your life, it's kind of safe to address everything, put everything on the table, and like regardless of when you do it, it's something that needs to be done. Because a lot of times, like with me, I suppress it and like I'll forget, and then like I have a trigger and it will bother me and eat at me, and then like I'll just blow up, and that's bad. Like I don't want to talk to that person, and like it just makes me mad. Because honestly, it can be off the littlest stuff, the littlest thing. And then I would just be like, okay, you remember in 2012 when this happened? Like stuff like that. And it's safe, honestly. I feel like if you are able to get everything on the table and address everything that bothered you and get, like I said before, like an apology, acknowledgement that I hurt you or you hurt me at this time, you know what I mean? And I don't ever feel like it was ever acknowledged, or I want you to know how that made me feel at that time, because I don't feel like you know, because it still harbors with me in my heart. And I still, like I said in the poem, I have animosity, anger that builds up. And after a while of built up anger and animosity, like if it's not addressed and laid to bed, because honestly, I'm not gonna say like I want to hold on to this forever. Like I said, there's internal wounds that I'll carry, but it won't be animosity anymore. It just be like, you know what I mean? Like that was like something hurtful, and like eventually it might even actually go away. Like the hurt feeling, it's just like a feeling at this time, or it's a memory. You won't look back, and I won't be like right now emotional over over the issue. But I feel like acknowledging it is like the best route to go. Disregarding it and not acknowledging it is only gonna make it worse. It's gonna be built up, and like I said, like I'll blow up after a while. Like my feelings are not being like taken seriously, and I feel this way regardless if it's old it's bothering me, you know what I mean? And I want to acknowledge it. And another thing too, like with me, because I'm emotional, if it's something that I know, like when I'm talking about it and I'm bringing up and it makes the person uncomfortable, I can tell by their body language and their eye contact, then like I'll kind of shut down too, and I don't want to talk about it because it's uncomfortable for both of us at that point. But then at some point, something, it does have to be addressed, you know what I mean? So like I feel like, honestly, anything that you have, don't feel bad if it's old. You're telling that person and you're telling yourself that you want to address it so you can let it go. You don't want to address it to keep arguing and bicker about it. You want it to be acknowledged. Like maybe that person doesn't know how bad that you hurt over that situation. You know what I mean? So like holding on to it is not going to help. It doesn't help. And lay it to bed and let that bitch sleep. Excuse my language. Let it sleep. Go night night. And it's over. It's not gonna be over, but like it's acknowledged, and like I feel like you'll feel better about it. I feel like I would feel better about it. So that's something that I'm trying to get better at. And like with relationships, like with any relationship with parents, significant other, children, family, cousins, I feel like if you're open and honest and candid with the person, that's gonna help you build a stronger foundation, and the relationship is going to be able to be strong and sturdy, and it's not gonna be breakable. But if like there's stuff there's like rocks and like there's little holes and that seep inside and air bubbles, that's like rocky foundation, and eventually it will crumble. And if you can't talk to that person about it without them shutting down or without them or disregarding it as it being old, then like that kind of speaks volumes for like how they feel about you, because obviously it's something that's bothering you, right? Obviously it's something that you want to discuss, that you want to acknowledge. But if they can't do that, then maybe you should question that person in your life, regardless of who it is, if they can't be. And like uncomfortable situations, like I said, sometimes you gotta be uncomfortable to get comfortable with that person again. I don't know, I'm still learning. But this is kind of gonna be a short one. I'm just super emotional this month. February is horrible. Yesterday was my grandfather's anniversary to him dying, and excuse me, I needed to pour myself a glass of wine. Toast to you guys. Toast to happiness. Toast to letting go. I guess this should be like part 2 to like letting go, right? But yeah. I'm sorry. I got a little like twisted up about my grandfather. He was one of the like only like consistent male figure in my life, and it hurts sometimes because my kids, I wish they got to meet him, because he was like, I really can't say anything bad about him. I miss his laugh. He couldn't, when he yelled at us, like he couldn't even keep a straight face. He'd start laughing. Like he was just like the best grandfather ever. And like a person that didn't like have her father in her life, like he meant a lot to me. And like yesterday was my grandfather's anniversary. We called him Papa. And then the 4th was my grandmother's birthday. She passed on the 4th of July, but she passed. Her birthday was February 4th. So like I just been like off and on, like just triggered. All like I get like this on some Februaries. Some Februaries I'll be fine. I'll think about it, I'll be a little sad. And then some Februaries it's just like over. Like I might cry every day. And then the 9th is my grandfather Curry's anniversary. So it's just like a whole bunch of stuff at one time, and like a lot of memories that like I think about, and I'm like, my kids are never gonna remember how my grandmother, for instance, I'm going off topic, but I'm gonna talk about it because it's on my mind. My grandmother, she used to take me and my cousin Tia to church, And like, honestly, I can never ever tell you. I heard stories, but I never ever seen my grandmother like raise a hand to anybody. But I know for facts that every single person from like the aunts, like my mom's generation to like, this was my grandmother. So like my grandmother, all my grandmother, my great grandmother's kids, like my grandmother, my great uncle, and like the other great uncle and like the great aunt, all of them. And then the second generation, my mom and like her cousins and like her siblings, and then us. I only heard stories, but even before I heard stories, my grandmother, all she had to do, me and my cousin would sit like behind her a lot of times because he wanted to like play around or whatever at church. All my grandmother had to do was turn around and give this look. And boy, baby, we tell you, we got that act right real quick. We didn't even know what that look really even meant, but we knew that look meant get our stuff together, and we was good. Like my grandmother never even really had to yell at any of her great grandkids, because she just was that girl. She like, we know she didn't play that. Like she would just say something, and like she would make us feel like this, like, okay, grandma, okay, great grandma, okay, we didn't call her great grandma, we called her Grandma Walker. But like, I wanted my kids to get to know like the amazing woman that she was, and like, I can't really ever say anything bad about her. I don't know anything bad about that woman. She was amazing. And my grandfather was like the best male figure and the most consistent male figure in my life growing up. And I just wish my kids had had something like that. They have a male figure, but I wish like my grandfather, that like I hold to like the highest standard. They got to see and witness him. He would have loved his great grandkids. Oh my gosh, like I'm just like thinking of like Kishari and him. Like he would have got a kick out of her. And Kimaya, like she would be like, I remember my grandfather used to take my brother out like and get subs all the time. That would be Kimaya. They be on like a food run all the time. And then Kishari would be like she would be able to talk him into getting her anything, because my brother had that way. My brother used to talk my older brother used to be able to talk my grandfather into stuff, and like he just barely could say no to us. Like he was amazing. Like I just miss him walking around with his coffee cup in his hand and a piece of pepperoni or a piece of cheese. Oh man, those memories like will always be cherished. And I didn't really get to know my other grandfather, honestly. He didn't live close, and he was my dad's father, and like I wasn't that close to my dad's family, and I wish I was. I heard a lot of great stories about him. Like I know him, but like the stories, my dad used to like threaten me like with him. Like I was picky as a kid, and he would be like, if you went to my father's house like that, he would make you eat everything on your plate and blah, blah, blah. So like I went there the first time. I remember when I was old enough to remember, I was scared. And then they had food, and I didn't want to eat because I knew that I wasn't going to eat everything on that plate. So I didn't want to eat anything because I didn't want to finish it, because I know I was picky. Like I was scared of him more so. But like I've heard a lot of amazing stories about him too. And like, I don't know. It's just like a bad month and emotional month. So excuse me. But I did want to try something different. I am going to put my Instagram information below, my other social media. I have a Twitter as well. So I'm going to put that on there. So like if you guys ever had any advice on like the poem or the topic that I talk about, or if you want to share a story, or if you wanted advice on something, please don't hesitate to DM me. I will be glad to share and conversate with you guys with any advice that I got, or opinions, or like even like similar stories that you may want to share with me. You can put it below, or you can inbox me. Don't hesitate to do that. And I'm going to end this, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me. And I hope I didn't do an ugly cry. And if I did, bear with me, okay? Be nice. Valentine's Day is coming up, and I do have a poem that I wrote. It's old, but I'm going to like newen it up like add some other like relevant stuff. And it's not always bad. And I told you this was like old, but like it was weighing on my heart about certain things, and I felt like I wanted to address it. But like I still love, and our relationships, our relationship isn't perfect. And one thing I can say about, I just said I was gonna end it, but I didn't want to say one thing. One thing I could say is I have grown. Honestly, if you would look at my social media back in like 2010 and 12, I would you my Facebook was literally an open book. Like you would be able to tell when me and my significant other were going through stuff, when we quote unquote broke up or got back together. But like I learned just from experience that like that's not healthy either. Like you're letting outsiders in and being able to form an opinion about your relationship, when at the end of the day it's between you two. Like a relationship is two, and like no one needs to know that. So that's another reason why like I was kind of skeptical about putting this type of poem out. But like it's old, and like I still love him, and it's just like something I felt like was weighing on my heart that I wanted to address. And just in general, it doesn't even have to be about like a significant other. It could be family members, it could be a friend, it can be friendships, it could be anything. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys in a couple days.